Hey guys, good morning. How's it going? Today we're gonna make a cheese strata. It's kind of like, if you're like, what is that? It's kind of like a quiche, but without the pie crust and with bread instead. It's very high protein. So it's very high protein. I would say it's cheap, but it's got these humdingers in there. And we know the price on those is a little high right now. Probably like a lot of people were yesterday on Easter, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna fry up this bacon because that's what we gotta do first. And yeah, so this is actually really, really good. Super high in protein, higher on the calorie side too, if you know you're needing to have like a high calorie, high protein thing, because sometimes some people need to be gaining weight, you know. Anyways, we're gonna throw this bacon on. I'm going to go ahead and cook all of this. I'm not going to use all of this bacon. I'll probably use maybe like 4 to 6 strips of it because we're going to put this, we're going to sprinkle it in, but I'm just going to cook it all up. We'll use the rest for something. I'll just throw it in the fridge and we'll have some pre-cooked bacon for whatever. So anyways, we're just going to throw this whole package of bacon into a skillet. We're going to wash our little hannies because, you know, touching the meat's caca. Don't be dirty, wash your hands. All right, let me zoom you on in, my little baddies. We're gonna come over here. All right, in case you've never seen bacon being cooked, that is what it looks like in the skillet. I know, right? Wow. It's amazing. So for this, we got to do a couple different things. One is we're going to set this aside. You need to grate your own, not grate. You need to grate your own cheese. This is just a block of medium cheddar. You can use whatever kind of cheese you want. Girl, it's your world, you know, we're all just living in it. You pick what you want, but do grate it yourself. Grate it yourself. It just is better, you know. I've had this box grater for about 25 years now. Man, it is old reliable. I know a lot of people have like food processors and all the little handy dandy grating utensils. Not me. Why? I like doing things like the Amish do, you know, more difficult. Just teasing. Anyways, I love this box grater. I don't think they make them like this anymore. They got plastic on them. They probably don't last very long. This thing, it rusts a little bit sometimes, but when I tell you it's a workhorse, man, I do mean it. Did you think you were going to come here today and listen to me ramble on about box graters? I could have told you that it's probably going to be a little bit ridiculous, but... And for those of you that are wondering, like, why does this girl always work on her stove? I have the tiniest kitchen ever. It's not the tiniest kitchen ever. I'm sure they're smaller. And somebody may jump in the comment section and be like, mine is 2 foot by 2 foot. Have you ever seen the kitchens in China? Anyways, I have a really small kitchen. It's a little galley kitchen in like my 1950s home. So it's small. And I have limited places to get like good angles. Not that this is even a good angle because you're just watching bacon fry while I awkwardly grate cheese. It's weird. I know. Anyways, hopefully you find this entertaining. And if you don't, hopefully it doesn't like piss you off, you know? Anyways, it's Monday morning. I don't have to work until 10 o'clock this morning because it's a holiday. I don't know. It's a day after Easter. I think we're still Eastering, you know? Hopefully you had a good day yesterday and delicious foods and whatever. You'll see in one of my other videos, I made baby back ribs because my teenage daughter, that's what she wanted. She didn't want a boring, basic ham. And I said, girl, I feel you. I don't either. So we had barbecue ribs in the oven because it was like raining / snowing out yesterday. Because where we live, we've been, as the oldies like to say, having some weather. You know, just, it's weathering out there. Anyway, so we're gonna hack up this onion. We're gonna cut it up. I should roll up my sleeves. You know what drives me nuts? I shouldn't even say it, but the mitten hands, you know, the aesthetic video, which I like the aesthetic videos, so I'm just being a hater for no reason. But the mitten hands when people are cooking and their sleeves to their clothes are touching it, makes me want to crash out, you know, like it's like I just want to freak out. Like I can't take it. Roll your sleeves up, you know. That has probably something to do with inner trauma from me, though. Probably less about them and more about me. So we're not going to focus on why that bothers me. We just know that it does, and I should probably get over it. Because what does that have to do with me? Nothing. You know, who cares if their sleeves are touching their food that they're making, right? That's the way I try to look at things now. Like, girl, relax. You are being crazy. Whoop, whoop. You know, okay. So I've been trying to be better about, trying to get my inner, like, call my inner frugalness. Like, you know, like, do I even have any inner frugally, whatever you'd call that. So one of the things that I decided to do, here, let me move you over so you can see what I'm doing better. So one of the things that I decided to do this, well, I did this last year. I'm trying to summons my inner frugal person and like get to it. All right, I'm trying. Anyways, so last year I quit using paper towels. Or no. Oh my God, I'm a big liar. Okay, last year I quit using paper plates. So, and I've used paper plates, I mean, growing up, like, ever since then, right? It was just like a thing. Like, nobody liked doing dishes, apparently. Use paper plates. And, you know, they were really cheap, whatever, you know, it's no big deal. I mean, except for garbage and stuff. So let me back up. Oh my God, I'm gonna get yelled at. It is a big deal. Garbage is a big deal. I'm not a jerk. Anyways. Garbage is a big deal. So last year I quit using paper plates because they're so super expensive and it creates garbage. And so I was just like, you know what, we're going to stop. And honestly, it was like quitting smoking cigarettes, man. It was hard. I was like, all right, we're just going to do it, you know? So I just had to stop doing it. So we're just whisking up about 6 eggs. And so we did it. And I haven't bought paper plates in like a year now. So my goal for this year, which I know this is revolutionary and life-changing, but is to lessen the amount of paper towels that we use. I don't think I can completely cut those out because I am like slightly a germaphobe. And there are things like salmonella, like chicken juice. I'm not using a rag and throwing it into my washing machine because I don't trust my high efficiency washing machine to actually get stuff that clean anyways. I'm not throwing salmonella rag in there. That's like a salmonella hot zone that my My anxiety disorder could never, you know? So anyways, we'll have to keep them around, but we're going to try to be better about it so that we're using less. It'd be really cool if I was like one of those people who's like, I bought 1 6-pack of paper towels at the beginning of the year and it lasts me till December 25th. Treat myself to a new batch of paper towels Christmas Day. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so that's a little ramble from me. So anyways, so we have our grated cheese. We have our sliced up onion with a little bit of grated cheese in it. Doesn't matter because it's all going to the same place. We have our whisked eggs. There's about 6. Oh yeah. What I need to do is I need to throw some milk. Oops. So we're going to throw some milk, some whole milk. I use whole milk. You can use whatever kind of milk you want. Whole milk works best for cooking. I don't know how much I'm going to use, so I'm going to try to measure it out. So we do 1 cup, 2 cups. We're going to do like 2.5 cups. How's that look? Disgusting. Okay. Milk back in the fridge because we don't let stuff sit out. Foodborne illness is no joke. Look at, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use this. It's not egg on the thing, it's milk. Look at me. 1 less paper towel. Goals, you know what I'm saying? Goals. Who knew I was gonna ramble this much and like you were just gonna sit there and stare at this bacon the entire time? Should I swap your angles up? Should I make this more interesting? Okay, so we're swapping angles. How's everybody doing? I'm doing good. Okay, so we're just gonna cook this bacon. I'm probably gonna give you a break from listening to me ramble while this bacon cooks. Because I know somebody out there right now is like, does she ever shut up? Yes, in real life, I rarely talk. I mean, I talk. I'm just not, I'm not overly, you know what I'm saying? Just at home and with my kids. But like, catch me in the grocery store. Even if I've known you my whole life, I'm like, hey, as I'm walking and I don't stop. Try to get better about that. Like, girl, chill out, you know? So we are going to give our little pan here a little spritz of Pam spray. I know it's probably very carcinogenic. I get it. There's just some things I can't, you know? And that's one of them. I tried, okay. So, hang on. I'm gonna scoot this here and I'm gonna scoot this here because I'm gonna set my bread on here because we gotta chop this bread up. So you know how I watch people cook, right? And I've seen them use this. And I'm like, oh, that looks like it's probably healthier than Pam or whatever. So I got it. I hate it. It tastes awful. Why do people pretend like these things are good? Watch, somebody's gonna be like, you're so wrong. Probably. And we're back. And scene. Anyways, okay. So, how'd y'all like my little ramble? Was that good or what? We're going to cut this bread diagonally, right down the middle. And we are going to set these in our pan in a little pattern such as this. And I will show you. Ooh, that is a thin. Sweetheart, who was cutting the bread? That is shrinkflation. It is a thing, you guys. That one's like thickums, that one's thin. Okay. Anyways, wow, that threw me off. So we're gonna rip this one like so. So see, we've got bread laying as such. I'm gonna actually set these. I'm gonna put that right there because I do need to chop up some bacon, which I did not do that. So we're going to grab, like I said, I don't know how many pieces. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half right there. I might chop up some more. We're just gonna start with this first. Still kind of warm. You could just crumble this up by hand too, which I'll kind of tear it up by hand too, but let's just give it a little chopperino here. What's something that you had growing up, you know, that either you made or a parent made or a grandparent made that you really liked, that has kind of like stuck out in your head to you, like something that you remember enjoying? You should comment down below. I'd love to hear it. A lot of what I cook are just things I grew up having, or things that, a lot of it's like stuff that I started cooking, you know, in my early 20s, and now I'm in my 40s. I'll be 44 in July. That is wild to me. I don't really feel like a 44-year-old, but my body does sometimes because I got a really bad herniated back. So we've been doing like physical therapy and lots of exercise. And I've decided that I want to reduce my risk of like stroke and heart attack and stuff a lot. I'm trying. So I'm doing like 30 minutes of cardio every day and some strength training because we also don't want osteoporosis. I cut too much bread, but that's okay. We're gonna just kind of, you just rip it. You know, you rip it however you can get it to fit. And then if I have like a little piece like this, I just like kind of tuck in, a little snuggle them in right there, get them in, all snuggly wuggly. I also cut like way too much onion. Didn't cut enough cheese though. No, I did. Who cut the cheese? Okay, so we got our cheese spread on here. We're gonna put more onion. You honestly put whatever you want. If you don't like onion, don't use it. If you like green bell peppers, put that in there. If you don't like bacon and want to do ham, whatever. You would think that this is like a breakfast food, but really it's more of a snack food. It doesn't taste breakfasty. It doesn't have a breakfast vibe, although it may seem like it. So you could definitely use this for breakfast food. Definitely would be like a savory breakfast food, but it doesn't give like breakfast sandwich vibes. Or maybe it does and it's just not for me. Like I like it as a snack. For a lot of years, I had a really hard time gaining weight and keeping it on. I'm pretty tall and I have a fast metabolism and a little bit of anxiety thrown in on there. So I had a really hard time gaining weight. And this is one of the foods that I really liked for gaining weight because, like I said, it's very high protein and it's delicious. Makes really good little snackums. Okay, so you can see we have our layers. Now we're going to put our egg milk mixture over the top. You just kind of pour it on slowly. If you go too fast, it can like bubble up over the sides and displace all of your stuff. We're just going to go around because you want it to soak into all the bread and you want every bit of this to be covered with your egg mixture. And then I always take and, let me grab my, pardon my reach here, a little salt and pepper on the top. Well, I don't salt it yet, but I'm going to pepper it. You know, you can salt that when you have when you eat it. Anyways, I cut too much bread. You can figure out how much bread you need. Sometimes I'll do this in like a 9 by 13. This is not a 9 by 13. This is probably, I don't know, 8 by 11. I don't know. Does that say? Surely doesn't, because why would you? Anyways, we're gonna put this in the oven at 350 degrees. I don't know for how long. I don't really time things. I just be watching them, you know, just checking stuff. I'll try to get better about that. I don't really cook with measurements a lot, and so I kind of have to like bear with me. We're just gonna throw this in the oven. I'm gonna say 45 minutes to an hour. But anyways, you'll see when you check this, you want this to be golden brown on the top. It's not gonna be good if it's not cooked. You want crispiness, you want flavor. Just cook it. But it'll puff way up when it's all the way done, and it'll have like a golden brown like bits on the top. That's what you want it to look like. Then you take it out and it settles back down. So don't get stressed out if you're like, oh my God, it's like a balloon. It'll calm down. Anyways, enough rambling. Uncovered, 350-degree oven. We're gonna pop it in. We're gonna let it cook for, you know, an hour or whatever. So let it cook. We'll be back. And we're back. All right, let's take a peek at our cheese strata. Yeah, I think that looks good. See how it's kind of puffy? Sometimes they get like really big, sometimes not so much. It'll de-poof itself, so don't you worry about that. Let me zoom you in so you can get a feel for what we're working with here. That there is a cheese strata. So we're gonna let this sit. It's gonna de-poof itself. This is one of those dishes that is really good for leftovers, like the next day. It tastes even better. You want to warm it up. You keep it in the fridge, obviously, and then nuke it. Oh my gosh, so good the next day. Quite delightful, if I don't say so myself. And yeah, high protein, delicious, comfort food. Enjoy. I hope your day is great, a really good week, a really good life. You know, peace out. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.